Hi, I'm Andrea. For this project, my goal was to find a way to increase Google Maps usage during vacation travel. My solution is Google Maps Traveler Planner, a better way to plan trips inside of Google Maps. First, meet Anna and John. They're a married couple who love traveling, trying local food, and finding unique experience. Like many travelers, they find most of their trip inspiration online. But that's also where the problem starts. Anna is scrolling through TikTok and finds a beautiful restaurant in Positano. She sends it to John so they can remember it for their trip. John does the same thing. He finds a hotel on Instagram that looks just perfect, so he saves it for later. But when they finally sit down to plan, neither of them can remember where everything was. Was that restaurant on TikTok? Did Anna send it to John? Where did John save the hotel? And even after they find everything, they still have to turn all of those ideas into an actual itinerary. They're jumping between social media, text, notes, even maps, just trying to figure out what they're doing each day and how far everything is from each other. And Anna and John are not alone. In my search, I found similar frustrations among other travelers. The biggest problems were organizing saved places, building day-to-day plans, estimating travel time, and constantly switching between apps. The biggest thing I noticed was that finding things to do wasn't really the problem. Organizing those ideas into a trip was. That led me to the opportunity. Travelers don't need another place to find things. They need one place to turn all of those ideas into an organized trip. So, I created Google Maps Travel Planner, a planning feature built directly into Google Maps. Instead of jumping between apps, users could create a trip, organize attractions by day, automatically see routes, share itineraries, and collaborate with the people they're traveling with. Now, for how it works, I focus on four main features: a smart itinerary to organize destinations by day, easy sharing for group planning, a timeline view to see each day at glance, and AI suggestions to nearby restaurants and attractions. Here's what the experience could look like. Users create their trip, they add places they're interested in, they organize them into a daily schedule, and Google Maps connects everything into a route. So instead of ending with a bunch of saved places, they end up with an actual plan. To evaluate the prototype, I created a survey focused on usability, layout, and overall satisfaction. This shows an illustrative 10 user testing scenario using those measures. The main thing I would want to validate are whether travelers find the feature easy and intuitive and which features they value the most. So, why should Google invest? For travelers, it means less app switching, better organization, and easier group planning. For Google, it means more engagement and gives travelers a reason to use Google Maps throughout the entire planning process, not just for directions. I estimate about 750,000 for an initial MVP, including development, design, testing, and launch preparation. I would keep the first version focused, but if users adopted, sorry, future versions could include AI trip optimization, weather, budgeting, flight and hotel integration, and offline itineraries. I also anticipated four questions Google executives might have. First, why not just improve Google Map lists? Well, lists are useful for saving places, but Travel Planner takes those places and turns them into an actual day-by-day itinerary with routes and collaboration. Second, do users actually want planning inside of maps? My research suggests that travelers already use maps during the during planning process. This would just simply reduce the number of other tools I need. Now, third, what would be prioritized for the MVP? I'd start with creating trips, adding locations, organizing by day, route planning, and sharing. More advanced features can come later. And finally, how could we measure whether it worked? That is a great question. I look at vacation related maps usage, trips created, repeat visits during planning, itinerary engagement, and sharing. Now, my recommendation is to move Google Maps Travel Planner forward into MVP development and continue user testing. Google Maps already helps travelers get where they're going. This gives Google the opportunity to help them plan their experience too. Let's make Google Maps part of this trip before the trip begins. Thank you.